Okay, so something that we have not talked about that I've had even in our thumbnail, we still are yet to talk about it. Machete bins. Now.
Oh, yes.
This segment, guys, because I had to name the segment, is called The Kids Aren't All Right.
Okay.
Because the kids are not all right.
Okay.
So there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to talk about in this section, but we will get to the machete bins. But
will we though? Because I think we've tried twice and we failed both times.
If you have a look at my tabs, we have many things to get through. So chop. But this is about just the youth in general. Mm-hmm. And the youth have now made us a name in the States because when you have Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire talking about our machete crime.
Oh.
Like, we've hit international news now.
Let me guess. He's not being complimentary towards Australia.
Oh, he's not. Shall we watch? Now I have to find the bloody clip. This is what happens. All right. So, I'm going to
Australians have had legal access to machetes for centuries without any issue whatsoever. It was only when Australia began importing the third world en masse that machetes suddenly became weapons of mass terror. So let's go back to one of those 500 news reports that I had played at the beginning of the segment and see if you notice anything about the coverage of mall attack number 2.
I feel so scared, like my heartbeat go, because I just quickly go and shut the cafe and tell my other staff, don't go leave.
They just pull down from their bag, their backpack, and then long knife like machete, and then they just fighting. Can't believe it happened.
Shoppers also caught up in the chaos just after 6:30 last night.
We're going into lockdown because someone has a machete.
Now we are under the lockdown procedure. Please shut down the show doors.
Up to 6 boys were involved in the brawl. They all fled before police arrived.
They were in and they were out very, very promptly. I was extremely terrified.
They all were like with the same attire, black and covering the face. Can't recognize who they are.
This comes less than 2 weeks after rival gangs fought inside Northland Shopping Centre. 7 people have been charged over that incident.
It's pretty remarkable. I was shocked watching this as jaded as I am. You think I can't be shocked by this anymore. But when you watch it, if not for the accent of the news reporter, you would never know that it's a news report from Australia. Almost every person interviewed or even just seen on camera is an immigrant. Even the voice over the intercom telling the store owners to go into lockdown is clearly foreign. If you had to guess without any context, if I showed you that video, it gave you no context, you couldn't hear the reporter, and I were to ask you to guess what country is this from, you would think it was from India or some other South Asian country.
Yeah, interesting. So what's also interesting, though, let me point out that a number of the immigrants who were interviewed were clearly working, business owners, all that sort of thing. And this is where we need to be more precise than just immigrants are a problem. Well, no. The immigrants that are a problem are a problem.
Yeah.
But there's an enormous number of immigrants that aren't. And that video clip actually does reinforce and prove that point. They're earning their way. They're paying tax. They're doing all the right things. And we need those people because, quite frankly, we ain't breeding. We ain't breeding fast enough. We can criticize how many are coming in. But if you think a growing population is bad, wait till you experience a shrinking one. Trust me, that is a problem that no one in Australia is ready for. So I think the bigger story here is that we are being so mismanaged by Jacinta Allan, and she has failed so hard that they're literally now just poking fun at us on right-wing alternative media in the US. Yeah,
and this is what I mean. Like, I think some of the stuff Matt Walsh does is great, but I also don't agree with him on a lot of stuff.
His movie, What
is a Woman?
No. Well, okay, that was interesting, but the comedy about the basketball team.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember, but
I can't remember the name of it. It was funny. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah. Look, some of the Daily Wire stuff has been great, but again, I don't have to love everything they do.
Yeah, sure.
You know? But so there's a couple of stories I'm going to take us through. So the first one is this one. This happened 1 or 2 days ago. An exchange student, 13, charged with murder after 14-year-old girl stabbed to death in New South Wales.
Wow.
In Newcastle, I believe. Now, when this story first broke, it was just the fact that a 13-year-old had stabbed a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
And it was only about a day later that they released that they were both actually Chinese exchange students.
Wow. Okay.
So, this is why I'm calling this The Kids Aren't All Right. The exchange student thing aside, why are 13-year-olds stabbing people?
Yeah.
Why are 14-year-olds grabbing machetes and amputating arms? Like, what has happened to our youth?
It's a very small proportion of them. Let's not forget the bigger context here. This is a generation that actually shows a lot of very promising signs. But this is that division. This is that parting of ways that we've talked about before. Some people are coming back to sanity. Some people are fully embracing the madness.
Yeah.
And when you're 14, you don't have a baseline of reality of what normal is. You only know what limited exposure you've had.
But if we let the Greens have their way, they're 2 years away from voting.
Well, correct. And by the way, they're old enough to grab machetes and kill each other, but they'll pretty soon not be old enough to be on mainstream social media. We need to stop saying that they won't be able to be on social media, because they will.
Yeah.
They won't be able to be on mainstream social media. And if you think them encouraging each other and doing their TikTok videos and stuff now is bad, wait until they're off on their own platform.
Well, so this is the thing, right? So I think that's actually worth talking about. We're about to have the social media ban, the under
Age
16.
verification, yeah.
That's all coming in, December?
December
So
10th.
And the conversation, again, I read the comments. The conversation with a lot of parents, again, it's very superficial. A lot of people saying, oh, this is a great thing. Our kids need this help. Well, you and I will argue, are you not the parent?
Help them.
Yeah,
Yep.
help them.
Yep.
Like, parent them.
Yep.
But again, if these 14-year-olds can go around doing home invasions, stealing cars,
Yep.
robbing people, making porn, because that's another story for you. We'll get to it. And then you say that, but they can't be on social media.
Yeah.
Like, there is a bigger problem here. I don't know where to start. Like, it's a big one to unpack. And I also don't have kids, but I was not doing this at 14. Can I tell you?
So can I go back to what I said before? Take away all the welfare.
Yeah.
So the mums and the dads and all the other people, all the welfare is gone. Everyone around them and in their lives has to actually start living a productive life and setting a more positive example for them. Number two, actually punish crimes. These kids that are running around with machetes, if they're not going to prison, they should be on a plane. And let the bleeding hearts scream.
Yeah.
Let them. That kid, that 14-year-old kid, can go try and be a thug back in Sudan.
Yeah.
See how far they get. See how quickly they wise up. Because you won't have to send many of them. You send a few and get all the big wailing headlines about how you're heartless and cruel and this and that. And the other 14-year-olds are going to start to go, oh, crap, I don't want to go back there. That's actually scary.
Well, interestingly, you would have heard the story of I think he was 14, that shot himself in Seaford. I didn't actually have this pulled up, but so he's a 14-year-old, and I believe it was a 3D printed gun.
Oh, I did. Yes.
So 14-year-old shoots himself, Seaford. The things that live in my mind.
I tell you what, you're going to be on a lot of watch lists because of the stuff that you're Googling these days.
Oh God, I'm just going to say this really quickly, but we'll go into it. I have been talking to ChatGPT about pedophilia, and I'm like, I am absolutely on a watch list now.
No.
Okay, so schoolboy attacker dies after accidental shooting. So a teenager who died after accidentally shooting himself at a Seaford home can be revealed as the accused criminal allegedly involved in violent abduction of a schoolboy who was dragged along a road and left with permanent brain damage. What the fuck is happening to our children? Kiki Utakovic was playing with a homemade gun inside a home in Glen Elvie Street, Melbourne's outer southeast at 4:30 p.m. and when it was fired. He shot himself in the head. After doing a spate, it's now come out, he's done a whole bunch of carjackings, home invasions, and then he dragged this kid along a road and left him with permanent brain damage.
Have the family come out and said what a nice boy you was yet?
Oh, you better believe that they're being inundated with people saying, it's such a tragedy. Actually, I'm going to go on the record saying, well done.
Yep, well done. Thank you.
Well done. The trash is taking itself out.
Thank you for saving us the paperwork. Honestly, this is why, people say that I'm heartless, and I get why it appears that way if you're a jolly muppet-brained, coddled idiot.
I didn't know what you were going to say then.
Some people need to die.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is true on the road. This is true of criminals. Some criminals need to get killed by their victims. And some criminals need to kill themselves with their own stupidity.
Yep.
And the fact that it's a boy doesn't actually make it more tragic. Well,
Yep.
actually, no, it makes it more tragic in the sense that they were given so little guidance in their life that they were allowed to get to that point. Okay, I can see slightly more tragedy there. But the fact that it's a 14-year-old or a 16-year-old who just took his own trash out, I'm not going to get upset about that.
Sorry, I just got to tell you what he actually did. This is in the article. So he was charged alongside other teenagers following a 2023 abduction of a then 14-year-old boy who was walking home from school in Glen Huntly on September 4 when he was attacked. The teen was in a coma for 6 days after he was pulled into a vehicle and dragged for around 150 metres along the road after the car took off as he hung from a passenger door. So at 23, this guy who has now died at 16 would have been 14 himself.
Yeah.
He was then thrown from the vehicle and ran over. He sustained a permanent brain injury because of the attack.
Yep. Thank you for taking yourself
In the
out.
bin.
Yep.
In the bin.
It's the same as there was a sheriff that came out in Texas somewhere, or it might have been Florida, after a homeowner defended themselves and shot and wounded a home invader. And the sheriff came out and said, look, well done. We wholeheartedly support what you've done. But in future, just for everybody's reference, if you're going to shoot a home invader, please kill them. It's a lot less paperwork. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this clip from The Oddcast. You can find our full episodes over on YouTube at The Oddcast HQ. We'll see you over there. Make sure you like, subscribe, and get in the comments.